Thank you so much to Athletic Greens for sponsoring this video. Welcome back to my channel. I know I've been gone for a while. I'm just gonna get right back into showing you guys some quick healthy meals and recipe ideas. I have moved to Houston, so this is my first video in the new place. I haven't had a kitchen to film in for more than a year, so I'm very excited. I wanted to show you guys some new recipes that I've been really into. Some quick meal ideas that are perfect for if you don't feel like cooking or if you don't have a lot of time to cook. You can just throw them together in a few minutes. Let's roll into the video. This is the easiest green smoothie recipe. I'm starting off by using unsweetened plain yogurt. This is the base of the smoothie. It makes it nice and creamy and it adds some fats to make it more filling. I'm using some unsweetened vanilla coconut yogurt, but you can use any plain dairy or plant-based one. I use about 1 cup for the smoothie, which I roughly measure and add in. Then I add about half a cup of frozen mango pieces and half of a medium banana. These both make the smoothie sweeter and creamier and add some healthy carbs and fiber, which help to make it more energizing and filling. Then I'll add half to 1 scoop of AG1 by Athletic Greens. I like to add about half a scoop for this amount of this recipe, or I'll double up all of the ingredients and then add 1 scoop of AG1. This is great to add if you want to make the quickest kind of green smoothie, so that you don't need to keep any fresh leafy greens or spinach in the fridge. Then I add some ice cubes and some water and blend it up. The smoothie also keeps well, so you can prep it the day before and save it in an airtight jar or bottle for the next day. You can take such a simple smoothie recipe like this one and you can add AG1 and it makes it so much more nutrient dense. It's more than just a smoothie add-in though. AG1 is a nutritional supplement that has 75 ingredients including vitamins, minerals, probiotics, and whole food sourced ingredients. The recommended way of taking AG1 is with 1 scoop mixed into 8 to 12 ounces of water. I sometimes like to have it in my smoothie as I showed you, or I'll drink it this way using a shaker bottle. One of the reasons I've been taking AG1 is to help support my energy throughout the day. It includes energy supporting ingredients like the natural form of B12, biotin, and magnesium. AG1 is gluten-free and dairy-free and is also vegan, paleo, and keto-friendly. To me, it tastes like pineapple sherbet, so it makes my smoothie taste like quite tropical, but it's actually so nice on its own. Athletic Greens is gonna... It's a fruit fly. Athletic Greens is going to give my community a year's supply of immune supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. A lot of stuff, really. Go to athleticgreens.com/Liezl Jayne to get started on your order. I'm going to link that below for you guys in the description box. Right now I'm going to show you guys another one of my favorite recipes that I've been making. I had this idea for this flavor combination a while ago and I've been making it ever since. It's really quick and easy to make, and if you feel like eating a wrap but you don't have a tortilla or a wrap, whatever at home, you can do this, and it's just using really simple basic ingredients that you probably have at home anyway, so I had to include it in this video. To start, I cracked 2 large eggs into a mixing bowl and whisked them with a fork. I haven't tried this yet, but I'm sure using an egg replacement like Just Egg would work for this recipe too, to make it egg-free or plant-based. I add some cooking oil spray to a pan and then add the egg in. Cover it with a lid and cook it over a medium heat for 2 to 4-ish minutes until it's almost cooked. Then flip it over to the other side and let it finish cooking for a minute or 2. You can actually serve this hot or cold. Both work. I like to add 1 to 2 teaspoons of mayonnaise on top and spread it over the one side of the egg wrap. You can use a vegan or a regular mayonnaise, it doesn't matter. And then I'm using some chicken cold cuts. I like to use 2 slices and place them evenly over the entire wrap. I like to use chicken, but I'm sure turkey would work too. You can also try a vegan cold cut substitute to make it vegan. Then I'm using 1 pickle, which I'm cutting into long, thin slices. This is a must in this recipe. It really gives it that tang and brings all of the flavors together. And then a small amount of pepper and a few leafy greens. You can use any kind of baby spinach or lettuce, leafy greens. I'm using some baby butter lettuce. It's not necessary for this recipe, but I added some microgreens because I had some. Then you can roll the egg wrap up and slice it in half. I added some more of the microgreens and some pepper on top to make it look cute when I was serving it out, and this actually meal preps really well. You can make it in the morning or the day before and take it to school or work with you. Just keep it in an airtight container in the fridge to keep it fresh. It's really nice and filling and it has lots of protein in it. It's also a really great way to make a wrap at home using simple ingredients. It's high in protein and it's gluten-free. We're now gonna make a really easy tortilla pizza. It's the easiest pizza you can make and it's not that unhealthy. For this recipe, you can use any tortilla you like. I'm using these almond flour tortillas, but any should work. I've also used brown rice tortillas. Preheat your oven to about 350 degrees Fahrenheit, which is roughly 175 degrees Celsius. I add some of the tortillas to a baking tray lined with baking paper. I'm using 2 as a serving size. Then you can either use tomato paste, a marinara pasta sauce, or a pizza sauce. And I'm adding some to each tortilla. Roughly cover the surface of the tortilla with the sauce, and then you can use any kind of cheese you like. Mozzarella would be the best, and I recommend grating it. I'm using a dairy-free vegan mozzarella. Don't completely overload the tortilla with toppings. I actually find it best to keep it more simple because the tortilla base is very thin. Then I like to add some oregano and some pepper. And if you used a plain tomato paste for the sauce, you might want to add some more herbs and spices to give it a bit more flavor, because a pasta or a pizza sauce would have more flavor in it already. And get those in the oven, bake them for about 12 to 15 minutes until they're how you like them. And after I take them out, I like to add some chopped or shredded leafy greens. Here I'm using some microgreens again because I had them in the fridge. It finishes off the pizza really nicely. Just something fresh on the top. Gives it a bit of color as well. It's a really quick, easy, healthier pizza. Here's a slight variation that I did. The tortillas with the pizza sauce. Vegan mozzarella, or any mozzarella, these are the essential ingredients for me. From here you can really switch things up. I sliced up some mushrooms and I added them to a pan with some cooking oil spray. I gave them a quick cook, just 5 minutes, and then I added them on top of the pizzas. Bell pepper instead of the mushrooms is really good too. And 12 to 15 minutes later, there are some more tortilla pizzas. I shredded up some baby spinach and added it on top, sliced them in half, and each half is like a slice of pizza. This is my favorite. Oh, I didn't think they would be good the next day cold, but I actually had some left over and I kept them in the fridge, and it's just like cold pizza the next day, which is always good. So if you have some left over, save it for the next day, keep it in the fridge and eat it cold. Just try it. It's actually really good, surprisingly. I'm gonna show you something that I've really been enjoying to make for dinner. If I don't feel like cooking a whole thing, you know, I can make this. It's also one of Rob's favorite dinners. And if you've got leftover rice from the night before or a few nights ago, you can throw it in this and it is so quick and easy to make. So the key to making a stir fry taste great in the easiest way possible is by chopping up some onion and caramelizing it in a pan first. And when you do that, the rest of the stir fry is really easy. It just comes together quickly. It's got lots of flavor in it. You don't have to add like a million things to try get that flavor. I'm chopping up some purple onion and adding it to a big frying pan with some cooking oil spray. You can use any onion. I like the purple one. So I get the onion cooking until it's just a little bit browned. The easiest way to make this stir fry is to use frozen vegetables. But I had these 2 zucchinis in the fridge that needed to be used, so I threw them in too. But the amazing thing about this particular stir fry is that you can use almost any kind of vegetables. Pretty much anything will go. So you can just add a smaller bag of frozen mixed vegetables in. I went with this mix of sliced bell peppers. So I totally underestimated the size pan that I would need, so I had to switch to a bigger one. So with this recipe, we are using Vienna sausages. I'm using these grass-fed beef sausages. I don't eat pork. I'm just cutting those up really roughly and adding them to the pan with the vegetables. We call them Viennas in South Africa. I think in the US, you call them hot dogs. So for hot dogs or Viennas, they're just fully cooked sausages. Next, we're adding some rice in. I'm using some leftover brown rice. Every single week, I have rice in the fridge that's cooked and ready to go. Then I can just make super quick, easy meals and stir fries like this one. I added 4 cups of rice in total. After the rice, I add the juice from about 1 lime, squeeze it in, and some turmeric. This is one of the most important ingredients in the stir fry. I don't measure it out, I just add some, mix it in, and then add some more if needed. Don't go too overboard because then it makes the texture like powdery. So I do a taste test and add some more in if I need it. I also add some pepper and a little bit of salt, not too much, and some olive oil. You can add a heaped tablespoon or so of olive oil. I did the taste test and I added a little bit more turmeric. It's basically done. You can cook it just a little bit longer, just until the rice is heated through. This recipe makes 4 servings, so you can easily halve or double the amounts that I've used to make as much as you like. And this meal preps so well. So I'm serving it out into some meal prep containers. Just cover them with an airtight lid and store them in the fridge. Or you can just serve it out onto plates. And you can reheat it the same way that you cooked it. Just throw it in a pan and just heat it up really quickly. This is actually Rob, my husband's recipe. He claims he invented this recipe when he was like 7. So all credit goes to him. I just tweaked it slightly. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video and enjoyed these recipes. I am going to be posting a lot more recipe videos soon, so stay tuned for that. Subscribe if you haven't already and turn on the notifications so that you don't miss a recipe and don't miss a video. Don't forget to get your athletic greens. I'm going to link that below for you guys in the description box. And I will see you guys in my next video.